And we are
I'm
wrestling
good.
with WWE Hell in a Cell. It was last Sunday, and if you were smart, you listened to it on the remix with Scooter Dust. Correct, Scooter?
Correct.
And this was one of WWE's better shows. As a whole, what did you think of it, Scooter?
It was great. Top to bottom, people worry that 3 cell matches would make the match type stale. Each Hell in a Cell match delivered something different, and it was entertaining. Uh, even in some of the things where we thought were going to drag it down.
What about you, Mitch? What did you think about the paid preview as a whole? Alright, I think we lost Mitch. Let's try Kaliko. What did you think, Kaliko?
Oh, sorry. I was talking and I had to, yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, repeat that.
What did you think about the paid preview as a whole, Hell in a Cell?
Like I said, I believe that the multiple Hell in a Cell matches diluted the impact of what a Hell in a Cell match means. There was 3 of them, and so I don't agree, and I don't agree with that. I think it should be 1, at the most 2, like 1 male and 1 female, but it needs to have an exclusivity to it and matter. Like, it has to matter, and there has to be a reason why they're doing it. It can't just be for gimmick's sake, in my opinion.
Well, that is a good point. What about you, Kaliko? What did you think about the paid preview?
I mean, the 3 matches that had it had a reason for it. If it was a gimmick, everyone would have a Hell in a Cell match.
But I feel like they were okay. What's that? You know that saying? I have a saying in my head. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to put it right together right or not. But the saying of like they have a Hell in a Cell match for. I don't know how to say it right. I can't. Fuck it.
I get what you're trying to.
They have a match for the people, not a people for the match, or something like that. Yeah.
I get what you're saying, but the 3 matches that had it warranted it. I mean, because the fact of the matter is that
it seemed like they were forcing that into the spot. Is what I'm saying. Yeah, like they had 3 they had 3 spots to fill. That's a better way of saying it.
Well, to me, the USO was going that way anyway, because that was the only way.
It just felt like like in the booking meeting, they're like, all right, we got 3 Hell in a Cell matches to fill. Which ones are they going to be? That's what it felt like to me.
It wasn't that way, because if you're looking at
that's why I said to me.
I get it, but if you're looking at all the way those story arcs went, they were warranted. Only one I could contest you with is the Orton match, because you felt like the ambulance match kind of ended it. But the other let's reach and give you that. Even with giving you that, the impact of having a Hell in a Cell match is diminished still, because you're having multiple. Like, the impact of it isn't as big anymore, I believe. I don't think the audience cared that there was
people like me who have been watching forever that think like this absolutely pick it up. At least we might not care, but we notice it.
I mean, I've been watching forever. To me, it was the 3 best. Those are the 3 better matches. I'm just giving you my
opinion.
It's your opinion, man. You want it to.
Oh yeah, I feel you. But to me, that pay-per-view was excellent. Like, other than 2 matches, the rest fulfilled the purposes of what it was meant to be.
And
I can see where you're saying that. I'm just saying, like, yeah, for me, I feel like at the very least, and I can give you that the part of like it meant something, or it was there was a reason for all three to have it.
right.
But I still feel multiple Hell in a Cell matches takes away from the impact of what a Hell in a Cell match should be.
Let's get
Well,
into the first match.
if they were back to back, I could see your point. But the fact that they had the only one that I could argue with that I'll take you onto that with is the Orton McIntyre match. But I get why they went there because the match that McIntyre's never been in, and it showed his lack of experience. That was the reasoning for that one. The Bailey Sasha, it had to go there because
Yes, they did.
I agree with you 110%. That one was absolutely warranted.
the brutality, it had
And
to
so
go there.
was probably the Roman one too. Yeah.
And the Roman J, that was just family.
Okay, you know what? Honestly,
that had to go there.
no, but you could have had it be something else. It could have been a different gimmick, but yeah, it could have been a last man standing match.
Well, Roman
No. Hell no.
Roman and
Or a
Jay,
submission match, or whatever. No, I
Roman,
quit.
Roman
match or whatever.
Jay.
It was an I Quit match.
Oh, it was I quit. Okay, never mind.
It was a Hell in a Cell I Quit.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Roman
Yeah,
and
it
Jay
wasn't.
was psychological.
Yes.
Sasha and
Didn't seem like
Bailey
that from the clip.
was brutal. Orton
Yes.
and McIntyre were, how do I put this? Was a
More
spot.
technical. It was more technical spot. But I feel like Jay and Roman were just as brutal because of the fact that
It's like
Roman was about to. It was brutal in the sense of what he was about to do or what he was willing to do. And
I think we saw this coming. Yeah.
And he stopped short of that.
Okay, real quick. I'm sure you've like heard the rumors and everything, but like, I just want to mark this down for when it happens. It's gonna happen I'm pretty sure of where the Roman thing is going. Eventually, the Usos will get behind him as the family chieftain.
They have to.
It's already happened.
It's already happened.
And they will all be a heel faction, and he will be the head honcho. He'll be the badass.
That was the point. That's why I said. That's why what I said.
That's why
last
you saw
week,
often see it come out.
Jay Uso gave in to the so to speak, on SmackDown, defeating Daniel Bryan
to gain a spot in the Survivor Series match. Yes.
And after he put Bryan through the announce table.
Right. Now, what I would have wished that had happened is I wish that it was a slow to that, because to me, to show that psychological switch from
real quick, I'll be right back, guys. I gotta take my dog out real quick.
Like, to me, if they had to did it slowly, from like at first he didn't like it, and then he eventually got to see where he was coming from. I felt like that would have, especially getting to that point till Jimmy came back, so Jimmy could be the person to try to fight them, and then he has to eventually get in. I felt like it would have been better in that arc rather than an instant. But I mean, I kind of figured that was going to happen, because to me, I was like, yeah, family gonna come in this. Somebody gonna come and say, this is the man, get your ass in line.
And going into the actual match, Roman Reigns defeated Jey Uso to retain the WWE Universal Championship in 29 minutes and 9 seconds. This was an hour segment on the show. Do you think that was the appropriate amount of time to give them? Do you think it maybe went a little too long? Or do you think that they hit this just right? Scooter, do you want to start us off?
I think
go Scooter.
They hit it just right. I mentioned this before. The WWE has to think of certain things to keep the fans interested, and what they did at Clash of the Champions is they had Reigns and Jay mic'd up, and they did it again, and that was so pivotal to the story, to advancing it, to making us feel it. If you're a true WWE fan, and if you're a true wrestling fan in general, and you were watching this and you were not disturbed by how Roman Reigns was acting a little, especially after he pulled those crocodile tears, then you've got no feeling whatsoever.
Okay, real quick. That's not fair. There's people like me and you who understand wrestling and understand what's going on, and you snicker at it. Even things like that. Because you know it's not real.
It's a TV show, Mitch.
I'm just saying, but we have been in the business. So we understand that side of it, and so we know what's going on, and we snicker. But we're not snickering because we're cold-hearted. That's me, at least. If I were to ever snicker, it's because it's the business side of it. I get what they're doing, and I'm like, oh, that's badass. That's great. As an actor, as a wrestler.
What about you?
But it's not because I'm cold. It's like watching a Halloween movie. It's like calling someone an asshole for liking a horror film.
Well, what I said was if you didn't feel uneasy.
Okay, I was
not laughing at it.
Okay.
What about you, Kalisto? Did you feel that they hit this just right as well?
Yeah, they did. And the reason being is because I told you guys all along with this one.
You sure did.
This was more than wins and losses. This was about who is the elder in the family, who's the man in the family, who y'all need to get behind.
The family chieftain.
Let me finish?
Oh, that's the word, sorry.
Jay was making his case. Jay was unsuccessful in his case. The elders, and it was funny because and if you notice, they were putting a lot of emphasis on the lathe that Jay was wearing to the ring, and then when Roman got his lathe at the end, that's why it was more about the win and the loss. It's about crowning him as the guy now. He is the person to carry the family to the next level and take the torch. That's basically what it was. To me, when I get where you were coming from with the crocodile tears and everything like that, and the mic up, that was the whole reason behind it. And the fact that they just went real names. It wasn't even like, yo, this is Jay, this is John, yo. That's where it's getting you to psychologically, because it's hitting that nerve that if you had multiple siblings, if you were like me, I'm the oldest, I can see that because I am living through that, having to put mofos in line and be like, yo, this is what we gotta do, and they try to fight you, and then the elders are like, yeah, this is the dude, listen to him, right? So I get it. I got all of it. So that's why, to me, this was probably the greatest psychologically storytelling match of this quarter of the year. It possibly could be. There's, Boneyard match, Firefly Funhouse, but it's up there to me. And it was just perfect. It was the perfect amount of time to tell what they need to tell.
If I can make a comparison, essentially, Roman is Michael Corleone and Jay is Sonny.
Exactly.
And I think that's a great
Roman is Thor, Jay is Odin.
That would make him his father.
Man, I called that shit. I called the Tucker turn. Anyway.
And we got Elias defeating Jeff Hardy via DQ in 7 minutes and 50 seconds. That is kind of what it is. Something I called a couple of weeks ago. The Miz with John Morrison defeated Otis with Tucker to win the Money in the Bank contract in 7 minutes and 27 seconds.
You mean with Tucker turning on Otis?
Right, but that's how.
That's a big deal. That cost him the match.
No, you're absolutely right. Otis, Tucker cost Otis the briefcase.
Yeah.
Miz is more or less your next WWE champion, no?
Now,
well, he's Mr. Money in the Bank.
A very interesting statistic. When Miz won the Money in the Bank, when he cashed in, it was against Randy Orton. But do you remember where?
In
Orlando.
In the Amway Center.
Oh.
I'm getting some deja vu. But
true.
This was
back
the
when
right,
they could travel.
This was the right call to make, right? Put the briefcase on Miz, right?
Honestly, you could have made a case that Miz would have been champion a couple years ago. And
honestly, just get it off Otis. I don't understand why it baffled me that he won the Money in the Bank over AJ Styles. It just baffles me.
Oh, you remember I got really hot when Otis won.
Me too, remember?
Yeah.
I was like, I almost rioted, dude. I was like, bullshit.
Yeah.
But the Money in the Bank has to get. I feel like they strayed away from it for a while because the whole point of Money in the Bank is to introduce you to the next thing.
And
yes,
like for about
Austin, Lesnar,
and for about like I want to say about 4 or 5 years, they kind of like let it go because Cena, Orton, fucking who else? Other than Seth, everyone else that won it was kind of like, established.
Right.
I mean, I will say
it's not what it used to be.
Probably the best cash in was out of the last couple of years was probably Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, that was King of the Ring. Sorry.
True, but to me, like even with Dean was already kind of set. It was kind of a move to put him in the upper echelon without having to, it was something that they were trying to do to try to set a history-making night. But to me, he could have won it in a match. I totally could have saw him winning it in a championship.
This is why Aleister Black should have won it.
Well,
I kind of agree with that.
I've been into consensus.
Him or AJ?
That since the Money in the Bank went mainstream, quote unquote, it hasn't been the same. Money in the Bank was a match that got guys on the WrestleMania card that didn't necessarily have matches. Because
for like a stretch of like 6 to 8 years, or like 5 to 6 years at least, only one person that won the briefcase didn't cash it in successfully, and that was like Mr. Kennedy. And then it seemed like
Mr. Kennedy lost it to Edge. He never really cashed it.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but the one that never won the briefcase and never got to like cash it in, like never got the title, like period. When he never got a match.
Sandow, and Cena.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I'm wrong.
Sandow, Cena.
No, I'm not wrong. I'm saying I'm speaking as of like 2012, like or back then. Like as of back then, it did. And then coming into the new era, so to speak, it's just been completely shifted on its head to where like it's happened so many times. Sandow, a few others, yeah.
I think that's just at that point they got jitters.
And my point, what I'm saying is, there's a difference between then and now of Money in the Bank. I think it's gotten diluted.
Next match, Hell in a Cell match. Sasha Banks defeated Bayley to win the SmackDown Women's Championship in 26 minutes and 32 seconds. Sasha has won not this specific championship, but she's won many championships before. But this really felt like this was maybe her crowning moment. Did you guys feel that way, or am I maybe reading a little bit too much into Sasha? Scooter?
I think you are absolutely correct. This makes her the third women's Grand Slam champion in history. I think, honestly, this match was as brutal as it needed to be. But I think the thing that everybody is wondering is next week on SmackDown when Sasha defends against Bayley in a rematch, will Sasha's curse still be intact?
True.
Yeah. That's the question.
Wait a minute. I think she's the fourth
No.
Grand Slam champ. Yeah. She's fourth.
Bayley, Charlotte.
Bayley, Charlotte, Alexa.
No, it's Charlotte.
Charlotte
never won the tag team.
No. What?
Charlotte never won the tag team championships.
No, I said Asuka, Alexa.
Oh, Alexa.
I'm asking, was Becky?
Oh, yeah,
Becky. And Becky.
Bayley.
No, not Becky.
Bayley,
Asuka.
It's Bayley
and
Asuka.
Yeah, Bayley and Asuka.
It's Bayley and Asuka.
Yeah,
my bad.
No, it's Alexa.
No, she was never NXT champion.
True.
Well, I'm thinking Grand Slam intense and purposes for main roster.
I kind of gotta agree with him there. That doesn't matter. That doesn't
I thought you were talking about. Yeah. They weren't talking NXT. It would be the fourth, if not including NXT.
I agree with you.
I don't think because
they recognize Alexa as a Grand Slam.
All right.
But see, before she got to the main roster, she was with Murphy and what's the other dude's the guy? From
Buddy Murphy.
Alexa Bliss is not recognized as a Grand Slam.
From Lost Profits.
Because you didn't know.
NXT Championship is included in the Grand Slam. Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and Tag Team.
Well, that's new to me because they've been selling Alexa Bliss Grand Slam plaques.
Now Alexa,
so you're saying you got scammed, is what you're saying, Kaliko.
I didn't buy it, but I'm just saying there's people that bought it.
Alexa was the first to win both women's championships.
But when she won the tag, they counted her. They
called it Triple Crown.
Not correct.
Okay.
It's confusing.
Whatever.
Next up, Bobby Lashley.
So I meant earlier when I said what I said. I meant Forgotten Sons, but yeah, the guy in Wesley Blake.
Blake and Murphy.
I was trying to say earlier.
Blake and Murphy.
Yes.
Bobby Lashley defeated Slapjack to retain the United States Championship in 3 minutes and 51 seconds. We don't need to talk about this match. And then we have your main event. Hell in a Cell match. Randy Orton defeated Drew McIntyre to win the WWE Championship in 30 minutes and 35 seconds. Randy Orton is now a 14-time world champion. And this was definitely a great way to get that belt. No, Scooter?
Absolutely. I mean, we almost thought maybe that The Miz was gonna cash in immediately just so Orton could get that 15th reign under his belt as quick as possible. Because within the I can almost guarantee within the next 18 months at the most, next 2 years, Orton will be 17-time world champion.
And Kaliko, do you think that that's maybe wanted, or do you think that it should stay 16 with Ric Flair?
I have an opinion on that, but
Ric Flair wants it to be Orton. He expressed, when they were having their thingy, he expressed he wanted Orton to break it, so I don't see why it wouldn't be Orton. Plus, Orton is the more consistent constant, if you will. Everyone else comes and goes, and everyone else goes full-time, part-time, and Orton just sitting there cruising, and shit, if anyone just did, it would be him, and he still got, like, the tank. So, I can see him doing 3. He could get 3. Easy.
You had an opinion, Mitch?
I was just gonna answer the question you asked when you asked Scooter and Kligo about about Randy Orton winning the title, and I thought it was gonna happen before the ambulance match. If you remember, go back, you'll see I predicted Orton to win it because I believed in the Edge and the Orton rumors, and everyone shit on me for that, or a few people did, and it seems like I was right. But I was wrong in the timing of Orton getting the title. I admit that. It surprised me. Because, like I said, I think it was a mistake to do such a closer angle like they did with the ambulance match in the second, and then have another match to have Orton win. It just seemed out of place.
Well, let me
I thought Orton was going to win the ambulance match too, so it wasn't like you were the only one. I thought he was going to win.
I'm just saying, it seemed like a closing angle of having Ric Flair drive Orton out and then have him have a rematch after that. It just kind of made me boggle. It boggled my mind. I don't know.
Well, let's finish on this last question. Has anybody looked better than Randy Orton in 2020? Scooter?
Orton's always ready.
Orton has, if anybody has come out of this shining, it is Randy Orton.
Mitch?
Like I said, Randy Orton's always ready. He's just been waiting for his time, waiting for the go, the red light or green light, so to speak. Just unleash him, and this is what happens. So it's not a surprise to me.
Kaliko?
If PWI does not put Orton as
I agree with you. I'm with you, Kaliko.
Of the fucking year,
PWI needs to rank him number 1.
we gonna have problems.
Watch them go with Moxley, though. He seems to be their boy.
Like, if he's not in the top, if he's not number 1, I'm pissed. Just, fuck it. If he ain't number 1, I'm pissed.
It feels like Moxley's got like a friend over there in PWI.
Hey, Tony
The
Khan
fact he got it over
those
Adam Cole, I'm fucking pissed.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
That's bullshit.
Tony Khan making those bills fly?
Too bad he can't make the Jaguars good. Hey, well.
Got him!
And that will conclude our coverage of Hell in a Cell. Next week we will be talking Best of the Super Juniors and World Tag League. Tomorrow all of the competitors will be released and we will be covering it. Until then, please like, subscribe, comment both on YouTube and Castbox. And check out our new little web series, Wrestling with Interviews. This week, last Wednesday, we interviewed Whiskey John. And if you want to know what it's like to be starting your pro wrestling career in a pandemic, you're definitely going to want to listen. And you could catch us again next Wednesday during Dynamite and NXT as we interview Christian Robinson, the psychedelic psychonaut. Interesting guy, great stories. You are going to really enjoy that interview. Until then, you could join in the conversation on Twitter. I am at JamesJ993. Where can they find Kaliko?
I am Kaliko, and we about to go over this championship square between The Miz, The Fiend, Orton, and McIntyre. And we got to figure out what's going to happen after that.
Where can they find Mitch if Mitch Mayhem tweeted?
Mitch Mayhem X.
Well, you could sound a little bit more enthusiastic about it.
Mm. Why? That would be a lie.
And where can they find Scooter Dust?
As always, find me at Scooter Dust and at representing the UNB network at UNBS Wrestling.
For Kaliko Yacht, Mitch Mayhem, Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.